Feeling ready, just enjoying these two behemoths battering one another now.
15 seconds!
Alex Pereira isn't convinced that Tom Aspinall will bulldoze Ciryl Gane the way he's done to everyone else.
But I do feel like he's fought a lot of aggressive guys, and I think Gane is a guy who's going to do a lot of movement. He's going to be a little more cautious and you know, just moving around a lot and might frustrate Tom.
While most fighters seem to be siding with the British powerhouse, Pereira believes this time could be different. The reigning light heavyweight champion respects Aspinall's knockout streak but sees Gane as a unique challenge, one that might force the heavyweight champ into unfamiliar territory. For Pereira, Gane's fluid movement and calm style make him unlike anyone Aspinall has faced before. Instead of charging in recklessly like other heavyweights, Gane's patience and ability to stay composed could stretch the fight into deeper rounds. Coming from someone who's known for reading opponents and picking them apart, Pereira's takes carries weight.
What do you think about Aspinall and Ciryl Gane? Like who do you think you will win? Is the winner something that interests him?
Cara, ali é uma luta assim difícil, né? Mas o Tom Aspinall, campeão, vem mais confiante. Mas assim, eu vejo que ele lutou com atletas também assim, muito agressivo, entendeu? E ele tá levando a melhor ali, mas acho que o Ciryl Gane ele é um cara assim mais, que movimenta mais. É um cara que não gosta de se expor, entendeu? Um pouco ali de medo e tal. Então, quando você tem um certo medo, um receio, você acaba não tomando muitos golpes. Então, a gente vai ver. Vamos ver, porque de repente ele pode frustrar um pouco, né? O Tom Aspinall ali, de passa ali primeiro, segundo, terceiro round e vai levando pro final. A gente não sabe como que ele vai se comportar também.
It's a tough fight, you know. Tom is a complete fighter, but I do feel like he's fought a lot of aggressive guys, and I think Gane is a guy who's going to do a lot of movement. He's going to be a little more cautious and you know, just moving around a lot and might frustrate Tom. You know, so first, second, third round, maybe Tom can't find Ciryl Gane, so...
And it's not hard to see why he thinks that way. Aspinall's recent run looks like something out of an action montage, brutal and quick. In his last 3 outings, he has finished Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, and Marcin Tybura, all in a combined time barely exceeding 3 minutes. That kind of pace is terrifying, but Gane isn't the kind of fighter to just stand still and trade shots. He's agile, strategic, and much more composed under fire than most of the men Aspinall has walked through. Pereira's take sets the stage for what could be one of the most interesting heavyweight matchups in years, one built not just in power, but on brains and timing. Tom Aspinall himself seems to agree that this won't be like any fight he has had before. The 32-year-old Brit is set to defend his heavyweight belt against Gane in the UFC 321 main event on October 25th in Abu Dhabi. While he's trying not to let the pressure get to him, he's fully aware that Gane poses a completely new kind of problem. Unlike the average heavyweight, Gane is quick, smooth, and extremely athletic. He moves more like a middleweight than a man of his size, which makes him a nightmare to pin down. Aspinall knows it'll take patience and stamina to deal with that, and he's expecting both fighters to have to push their limits before either can land something clean.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Everybody knows, I don't have to explain what's gone on, but this is no fault of my own that I've been off for a year. Me and Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line around about this time last year when I fought in Manchester, fought Curtis Blades. The original opponent was Ciryl Gane. Unfortunately, Ciryl Gane was busy that day. Ciryl was filming his Netflix series. Can't remember what it's called. I'm sure you can check it out now on Netflix. Ciryl was doing that, so he couldn't make that date either. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot. So we are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good. Well, I am the best heavyweight in the world, but I want to show everyone that I'm the best heavyweight. And I want to give him his third title shot loss and get him out of there.
It's a refreshing bit of honesty from a champion who has been bulldozing opponents left and right. Since stepping into the UFC, Aspinall has been nearly flawless, finishing every single opponent except for the fight with Blades that ended early due to a knee injury. He later avenged that loss in devastating fashion, cementing his place as the man to beat. When Jon Jones retired earlier this year, Aspinall was promoted from interim to undisputed champion, something he had earned but hadn't officially fought for. That alone adds a strange kind of pressure.
Tom Aspinall is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. What's the first step for him?
You give him the number one contender, Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is somebody that's a big heavyweight, that's very agile. I don't think Tom Aspinall gets rid of him right away like he has with other people. And I think that'll be a big indication if Jon Jones wants to come back and reclaim that bout once again.
I think you're absolutely right. Fight that makes sense. Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Let's make that happen. Ciryl Gane is, people forget how fantastic he is. A guy that can kind of float around the octagon, touch you, kick you, hit you with elbow. He's just a complete game. But man, Tom's movement, his boxing, speed, and his power, it's very, very difficult to doubt this man anymore.
Meanwhile, Ciryl Gane is chasing redemption. The Frenchman has already been in 2 elite fights, one against Francis Ngannou and another against Jon Jones, and both ended in disappointment. Still, he bounced back strong, defeating Sergey Spivak and Alexander Volkov in convincing fashion. Now he's back for another shot at the top, and this time, he seems more focused than ever. His previous losses exposed clear holes in his game, particularly his grappling, and those are the areas he's been working to fix. With a renewed drive and a sharpened skill set, Gane appears determined not to repeat the same mistakes.
I'm confident for this fight. I don't want to talk of the after the fight. I'm confident for this fight. I want this belt, and I do my best during the camp for that. But everybody knows my strength already. I can move very well. I can manage the distance very well. My striking is a high-level striking, and so I'm gonna manage this. I do this for me. Like the target is the belt, and I'm not focused on the social media, the people outside. I'm really focused on my family, my friend, my team, my goal, my target, and training. This is a different mindset.
While the fight itself is exciting enough, it's the narrative around Aspinall that's adding extra layers of tension. According to UFC commentator Jon Jones, this might be one of the biggest pressure situations any fighter has faced in recent years. Aspinall has been sitting on the sidelines for over a year, waiting for his next move. Originally, the plan was for him to face Jon Jones in a unification bout, a dream matchup that fans were eager to see, but Jones' brief retirement changed everything. Aspinall was promoted, not crowned, which left some fans wondering whether he truly earned the undisputed title.
I'm UFC heavyweight champion. Get in the bag. I don't want to get beat up in front of millions of people. My next opponent, Ciryl Gane, I've spent a fair bit of time with it. We've been on a few parties together. But it's me and him, so it has to be him.
Who wins at UFC 321, Tom Aspinall or Ciryl Gane?
And the expectations aren't small. Beating Gane is one thing, doing it better than Jon Jones did is another. When Jon Jones faced Gane, he dismantled him in the first round with ease, exploiting his grappling weaknesses. Aspinall, though, isn't likely to follow that blueprint. His bread and butter is striking, not wrestling. He's known for his lightning-fast hands and knockout power, and the man literally dips his hands in petrol to harden them, a testament to how much he relies on his striking. So he'll probably look for another highlight reel finish rather than a ground game masterclass.
What if Ciryl Gane wins? And then Jon's like, I'm back. I already was in the testing pool. I was in the testing pool before he won. Give me a title shot. Would that not be the most ultimate move of all time? That shit would be hilarious.
That would be devious.
That shit would be hilarious.
It would be funny.
That shit would be hilarious.
He's gonna get hated on for that.
Don't care.
But it's gonna
he
be
would
funny
make $10 million to become the heavyweight champion.
Over a guy he just took down relatively. My man came out, he threw a couple of strikes, he said, nah, we wrestling.
But Gane's no easy target. He's arguably the most technical striker in the heavyweight division, moving like a middleweight and mixing his kicks and punches beautifully. If Aspinall rushes in without setting things up, he could walk right into Gane's traps. That's why this fight feels like such a mental battle as much as a physical one. The Frenchman's discipline and composure could frustrate Aspinall, forcing him to adjust his pace, something we haven't seen him do before. Adding even more intrigue in the looming promise of what comes next, the UFC's rumored White House card in June 2026 could feature some of the biggest names in the sport, and a win here could set Aspinall up for a massive showdown, possibly against Alex Pereira or even a returning Jon Jones. A loss, however, would crush those plans instantly. It's that kind of high-risk, high-reward scenario that makes the fight even more dramatic.
I had a fight where popped to kids' nose and my coach was like, "Sick, go after it and we'll put him out." And I was like, "Bro, I can't, man. Like, he's not done anything." And you seem like a really, really nice guy. So like, how are you able to like get that in your head?
I just don't have any difficulty with it. My next opponent I'm fighting, Ciryl Gane, we've been on a few parties together. He's a cool guy, but it's me and him.
Yeah.
So it has to be him. Simple as that.
While analysts and fans debate whether Gane can actually pull off an upset, the Frenchman isn't taking anything for granted. His motivation is clear: to reclaim the heavyweight throne and silence anyone who's written him off since those back-to-back title losses. After losing to Ngannou and Jones, Gane was heavily criticized for his lack of wrestling defense. Instead of ignoring it, he went back to the gym and rebuilt his skill set. Word from his camp suggests he's been putting a heavy focus on improving his ground game to ensure history doesn't repeat itself. This is a smarter, more complete Gane, one who knows exactly what's at stake.
Andrei Arlovski, he's like a bit of a hero of mine. He's a former champion, two-time heavyweight champion. He was on like a 5-fight win streak when I beat him. Like before the fight, I was like, oh one of the guys who got me into the UFC. Then I fought him and I was like, oh, he's just a guy, he's just a guy, same as everybody else. So I think that's really when I was like, oh, I'm pretty good.
Meanwhile, other fighters in the UFC 321 card have been weighing in with their own takes. Jailton Almeida, who's set to fight Alexander Volkov on the same night, doesn't share Pereira's uncertainty. For him, there is no question about who's walking out with the belt. Almeida sees Aspinall as a man on a mission, completely dialed in and more focused than ever. He doesn't think Gane has that same level of commitment anymore. In Almeida's eyes, Gane's been distracted, spending time in movies and media rather than sharpening his fight instincts. And in the world of elite MMA, he believes that kind of split focus is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Aspinall beats Gane. You know, it seems like Gane has other priorities in his life right now. And once you're fighting at this level, there can be no other priority. You know, if you're fighting at this level, if you're fighting for the heavyweight crown of the UFC, you have to be all in. And it doesn't seem like that's the case for Gane right now. So I don't know, you know, and that's the thing. I get it that he's taking it because, you know, who's not going to take another title fight for the heavyweight belt? But I think, you know, his priorities are in a different place.
On the flip side, Martin Buday, one of Aspinall's close training partners, has full belief in another spectacular finish from his friend. Buday has been training alongside Aspinall and Phil DeFries, the longtime KSW champion, and he has seen firsthand how sharp the champion looks. He describes Aspinall's preparation as his best ever, with an intensity and focus that stand out even compared to his previous camps. For Buday, there is no doubt in his mind that the champion will deliver another unforgettable performance.
Like, I love Tom Aspinall and like his team, his father, like everyone in that team. So I'm really looking up to that fight, and I will be cheering for Tom. I think he will secure like a spectacular win and finish in that and like defend the title. So I'm very happy for him. I'm really happy that I can be there and train with them. I'm really thankful. For the last fights, I was preparing with them, so they really affected my game plan, my style, and everything. So I will be going there soon. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for them all. And for Tom especially, he's my good friend.
As fight night draws closer, the stakes couldn't be higher for either man. For Aspinall, this is about legacy and legitimacy, proving he deserves the undisputed crown. For Gane, it's about redemption, showing that he's learned from his past and can evolve into the champion many once believed he'd be. And for the rest of the heavyweight division, it's a glimpse into what's next, with fighters like Almeida and Volkov waiting in the wings.